Hello, my darling friends. Crystal, your dating coach. 5 men to avoid, walk away, do not get involved with. Give me a thumbs up. You like my channel, subscribe. Let's get into it. Number 1, he doesn't have a job. He's not working. That means no income. I know what you're thinking. He's between jobs. He seems smart and intelligent. I want to help him. I want to fix him up. You know what happens when you fix a man up? Help him get a good job, gets a nice apartment. He doesn't want you. That's right. He looks at you, remembers that sorry man he used to be, and leaves you for that new woman who meets the guy you fixed up. So you fix him up, show him how to get dressed, help him get a good job. He gets a new home. You don't get the key. Number 2. A man who doesn't have his own apartment, lives with friends, family. I don't care who he's living with. He doesn't live alone. He doesn't have his act together. He needs to be living alone in his own apartment. If he can't take care of himself, how is he going to take care of you? Date a man, my darlings, on your level or above, not below. Get a man who has his own apartment. Number 3, men with children. I don't care if he's separated, divorced, papa baby, he's got a mama baby, he's got kids, walk away. You do not need to be in a relationship with a man who has children. First of all, you will never, ever be his priority. His children are his priority. And yes, of course, his children should be his priority. That's why you don't need to date him. You need to date a man that you are his priority. Your hopes and dreams, your needs come first, not that of his kids. But another reason is ex-wife. The ex-wife will never leave you alone. Whether she left him, he left her, she's going to be jealous. A lot or a little bit, she's going to try to ruin in some way your relationship. So while you're on a date, and she knows you're on a date, she will call him with some excuse about the kids, is sick, fell down the steps, she's got to go out of town, can he come over? Plus he will be alone very often because he will break dates at the last minute because the ex-wife called and said, you know, honey, I need you to come over. I got to do something. I got to stay late at work. Any excuse to get him away from you. So, my darlings, let's leave men with kids alone. You need a man who has kids but are 18, 20, 40 years old, not young children who need daddy. We don't need to date Mr. Wounded. Yes, that man who's been dumped by his ex-girlfriend or ex-wife. Or that woman he was dating for 6 months and he thought things were going well and she told him, I don't want to see you again. You don't need to date that man, darlings, because he's hurting and he will be hurting for a very long time. And he's not going to trust women for a very long time. You will give him love, compassion. You will hold him. You will tell him, you are the best man I've ever met. He won't believe you because she told him he was a jerk. He wasn't great in bed. He was boring. And that's what's ringing in his ears. So let's date a man who's been single for at least 1 year. Not Mr. Wounded who's been dumped. You don't need to be a rebound because that's exactly what you will be. Rebound. Because God forbid, ex-girlfriend, ex-wife does call him and says, you know, let's get back together. Let's meet. I want to talk to you. Because that's what he will do. Men who have been dumped can't wait to go back to that ex-girlfriend or even ex-wife. Their masculinity is hurting. Their ego is hurting. The fact that she calls him and wants to get back, even if he's not ready or not in love with her anymore, he's going to go back to her. So let's avoid Mr. Wounded. Let's not become a rebound. Okay, number 5, the most important. He's never been in a relationship. Well, never been in a relationship that lasts more than 6 months or a year. Why? Oh, because all the women that he dated were crazy. They didn't understand him. They weren't ready for a relationship. They lied, they cheated. It didn't work out. He tried, he worked at it. Okay, not taking any responsibility for ending of a relationship is big red flag. Okay, we've all been in bad relationships, but we take some responsibility. He's not taking any. So he's never been in a relationship that lasts more than 6 months or a year. Never actually been in love. And now talking badly about all the exes, the reason it didn't work out was all their fault. No, you don't need to date this man. You don't need to date a man who's never been in a relationship, never been in love, and then is blaming it all on all the women that he's dated or had relationships in the past. So, my darling, 5 men to avoid at all costs. You need a man on your level, with a good job, has his own apartment, career-oriented, not wounded and suffering over another woman. That's who you need to date. So, my darlings, get your act together. Self-esteem, self-respect. You deserve a man who is like you. Wants a relationship, not wounded or hurting over someone, and wants to fall in love.